Hello, dear students. Welcome to What, Why, How, the daily initiative by IAS Baba, where we take up a current affair or an editorial and we declutter it in less than 10 minutes. The topic that I have chosen for today is a super important article regarding the groundwater contamination in India. There was a detailed study by the Central Groundwater Authority, which was created under the Environmental Protection Act, and this particular authority had done a detailed study on the groundwater contamination in our country. So they have gone about and discussed what are the major contaminants, what happens if the presence of certain contaminants are very high in the groundwater, etc. So we're going to explore this topic from all the three perspectives. First, from the prelims perspective, you need to understand that nearly 56% of India's districts have excessive nitrate content in their groundwater. Ideally, the limit is being set that 45 milligram per liter should be the maximum limit permissible for your nitrate, but almost 56% of India's districts have more than 45 milligrams per liter of nitrate. So this is the first important fact from your prelims perspective. When you look at the nitrate pollution of our groundwater, with respect to our groundwater, states of Rajasthan, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu feature at the top because almost 48 to 49 percentage of their districts which were surveyed had shown a very high presence of nitrate. Apart from nitrate, the Central Groundwater Authority also saw the presence of arsenic, iron, fluoride, and uranium in very large quantities. Okay, so these were the pollutants or the contaminants which were seen in very large quantities. Apart from that, even the presence of mercury, certain presence of cadmium, presence of radon was also seen in certain groundwater samples, but these were not as high as your arsenic, iron, fluoride, and uranium. Now, when it comes to uranium, also, Rajasthan and Punjab had reported the highest or the maximum number of samples with uranium concentration exceeding over 100 parts per billion. Now, mind you, the limit set for uranium in water is only 30 parts per billion. If anything goes beyond that level, it is considered as unsafe. So, you can see this is almost 100 parts per billion that we are talking about. Now, when we look at the quantity of groundwater extraction, that is also the same since 2009. The country's degree of groundwater extraction is 60.4 percentage, or it has been almost the same percentage since 2009 onwards. Now, some of the other facts that you need to know from the prelims perspective is, see, when it comes to different contaminants, these contaminants have the ability to cause different diseases. And these diseases do have certain names, and this was also asked as previous year questions. So, when you look at arsenic, arsenic has the ability to cause something called as a blackfoot disease. Fluorine in the groundwater and the presence of surface water, etc., can cause something called as knock knee syndrome. Cadmium can cause the presence of the ittai disease, or otherwise also called as your ouch disease. Mercury can cause the presence of your Minamata disease. Now, these are some of the extra information. Now, coming into why this groundwater pollution is so important for us to understand. Already, some of the diseases I told you make it a risk to your human health. Apart from that, one of the most important pollutants seen in your Indian groundwater is your nitrates. Nitrates have the ability to cause something called as methemoglobinemia. Methemoglobinemia, which is the reduced ability of red blood cells to carry oxygen. In some cases, it also causes something called as your blue baby syndrome. So, in most of these things, human health becomes the first concern related to groundwater pollution. Now, the second risk is related to your environment. What happens is the groundwater slowly, when it comes and replenishes your surface water, this kind of groundwater, which is rich in nitrates, etc., can cause algal blooms, or you would have heard something called as artificial eutrophication. Artificial eutrophication primarily means that the presence of nutrients and nitrates in your groundwater is extremely high, and it can cause an uncontrolled growth of your algae and certain other species, thereby affecting the biodiversity of the other species in that ecosystem. So for here, what you can see is algal blooms can be caused. Because of these algal blooms, biodiversity loss can happen. Now when you look at certain other aspects, whenever water is consumed by organisms, whatever is the contaminant gets into one organism, then it get passed on to another organism, because you have a food chain related cycle. So what happens is, as through the food chain, when it passes, it can also cause bioaccumulation, biomagnification. These are all the things that you would have studied in your normal classes. But understand, all these are also consequences of groundwater pollution. Further, it also requires extremely costly treatment process to make it safe for consumption. So even from the economic point of view, this is bad. Sometimes this groundwater again comes onto the surface, and it can also cause the death of fishes, etc., thereby affecting commercial fishing also. So from the human health aspect, from the environment aspect, from the biodiversity aspect, from the economy aspect, in all of these aspects, you have the effect of groundwater pollution. So now the concern goes as to what can be done. One of the first things is have a proper estimate on the most affected areas, and for that, since 2023, almost 16,000 to 17,000 digital water level recorders were established in our country. Now they are connected to something called as piezometers. Piezometers primarily measure your groundwater levels and transmit the information digitally to a centralized location. So now, as a first step, there is a proper clarity on the most affected districts and most affected states. So now you can take time bound measures to prevent this groundwater pollution over there. So we have already taken the first step. The further aspects related to groundwater pollution would be maybe to use artificial intelligence in assessing in a very real time what is the level of contaminants, also create certain levies for those industries that are contributing to this groundwater pollution. So I hope this article, which deals with the groundwater pollution in our country, has been completely decluttered to your understanding. Until we meet again, take care and happy learning.